Welcome to Nerdy Drunken Stone. It's Saturday, May 16th, or May 17th, actually. At this point, it's Sunday. My name's Adam. I'm joined, as always, by Michael and Jason. Hey, guys, what have I been up to?
Kicking ass and taking names in Halo. That's for
Oh,
sure.
that's debatable.
That's very debatable.
Uh,
Oh,
I mean, what do you guys feel about it so far? Since you guys are
uh,
Halo connoisseurs.
well, specifically Halo 2 is what we've been playing. I guess it came out on Master Chief on PC finally.
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean it's fun. It's as good as I remember. It definitely I feel like it holds up better than Halo 1 for me. Halo 1, like, I said the other week, it feels a little sluggish to me these days. But H2 still feels nice. I need to get around to playing the remaster at some point and go through the campaign, but we're having fun. I mean,
My biggest issue is the default settings with everyone that we've played with, especially all the people that used to play Halo 2.
what do you mean?
Their very first game, they're like, what the hell? Because if you're not playing with a mouse and keyboard, and say you're playing with a controller, which I do personally, just because that's what I'm used to, the default settings are completely different. They're set to some weird new setting that they thought was better,
Oh, it's
and
it's like
even
modern
yeah,
FPS. Yeah.
even the aiming system, like you said, the aiming system was there's like modern and classic, so it's you're used to modern aiming. And it's weird to me that you would not have your normal um, Halo 2 settings.
My
I mean, it's an easy fix, but
my biggest issue with the game is the fact that I don't know where the enemies are coming from, and 90% of the time it feels like, oh, okay, they're coming from behind, and I'm dying from someone just sneaking up behind me. Like,
But you could argue that's I mean every FPS if you don't have map knowledge.
yeah,
Call
that's
of
just learning the
Duty,
game.
yeah, yeah. Any FPS map knowledge is a integral part of being competitive. So
I just feel like I started going positive once I just immediately spun around from wherever I spawned and just charged in the opposite direction. Typically, I'd run into some guy that wasn't expecting that or that
No,
was
yeah,
coming up behind me.
what you need to do is look for your teammates' icons. Think of the map as a box, and realize that the game is going to spawn the enemies away from your teammates, so you can see where your teammates are, and then immediately determine probably where the enemy will spawn.
See, I do that,
And
and somehow they still spawn behind me.
behind you. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. It's fun. It's fun playing with you guys and stuff. I definitely feel worse than I did.
yeah, I feel like garbage.
Yeah, I always thought I was pretty good. But
We
I
used to
guess
be. We used to be
yeah,
pretty
but if
good.
you're playing with people that have been playing this game for 10 or 15 years, even casually, their level is just like way the fuck up here. So I
Yeah,
don't know. It's
like
fun to play though.
now we're hot garbage.
I feel like I'm warming up a little bit.
I feel like it was
Yes.
worth a buy, though. I'm glad I bought the game.
So you
Yeah, it
just
was like
bought it.
$10.
Hmm.
Did that come with classic and anniversary or
No, it was an add-on DLC.
so? But so there's two of
No, I
them.
think it
There's
was both.
Yeah, that's H2 Classic, which is what we've been playing, and then there's Anniversary where they remade it with HD graphics.
Oh,
Mm,
I'm not sure.
they did
I
more than just do the graphics, but yeah.
Yeah, I know they took out a bunch of glitches and whatever. Again, I have no like desire to play it multiplayer, but I would like to play through the campaign with the new graphics at some
Yeah,
point.
prettier version of the campaign.
Hmm. Hmm. Well, I'm gonna have to check that out then. Because I've always thought that that playing the campaign would make me better at multiplayer.
I would say as someone that's played I think I have played all the campaigns on Legendary. It's two different kind of skill sets. The campaign, it's very important to just like kind of take cover like every 8 seconds. It sounds silly, but you get an engagement, you kill someone, you have to keep like a human gun and a plasma gun because you need it to drop the shields and kill them quick because they're gonna try to take cover too. Then you kill one, you hide. You kill one, you hide. Rinse, repeat. It's fun, but that skill set is not going to help you in multiplayer. Like in multiplayer, it's really, I mean, it's a lot of the same skill sets a lot of FPSs have. Map knowledge, team control, like map control, map knowledge, power up knowledge, and then just like call outs and communication, you know,
Well, the
and then
one
just
thing,
shooting skill in general.
well,
So,
obviously, that that's obviously true. The one thing I would say that would carry over from what you said about the campaign. Sorry, I got throat. Um, the needing to take cover, that is something that's very different from Halo 1. That's something that in Halo 2, you start an engagement. If they get the first shot off, if you're not able to outshoot them or quickly double shot or accurately double shot, then you need to put in as much damage as possible and then bail out to cover and then call it out so your teammate can finish them.
Oh,
So
okay.
the mindset from the campaign of doing damage, killing someone, and leaving does carry over, I think, into the multiplayer, at least. That little aspect.
I guess, but it's not gonna help you with like shooting or even
Oh,
knowing the
yeah.
maps. You know what I mean? Like I feel like I
Map
don't know.
knowledge and
Yeah, I don't really think there's much carryover personally, but
That's the most disheartening thing for me is the fact that I do get the jump on people sometimes, and then they just turn around and whip out some vacuum that kills me in like 2 shots. Um,
oh, the brute shot.
it's so
I
annoying.
kept
the
calling it
brute shot. Is that what
yeah,
you're calling the
yeah,
vacuum?
the vacuum. Last night I kept calling it the vacuum, and you weren't playing. We were playing with like Tubbs and a bunch of people, and yeah, I kept being like, "Oh, the vacuum." They got the vacuum, and they'd be like, "What the fuck is the vacuum?" I was like, "That's what Mike calls the boot shot."
It's so fast. Like I feel like it's so
Yeah,
fast. It
and it
does so
kills in
much
two
damage.
shots. I mean, it can drop you, but so a clip is 4 rounds where you have to
Mhm.
reload, and they bounce also. So
So
I
you
mean,
have to aim it.
yeah,
It's
if
got
you're
to
a
be a
good
good
shot with
angle.
it, it's definitely like deadly as fuck. Man, we were playing some match last night in Big Team Battle, but they were using a Gauss Hog, which is the, as you call it, the Humvee. But
Mhm.
instead of like a machine gun on the back, it has like a one-shot kill Gauss rifle.
The
And
massive
that
cannon.
guy, I'm gonna call him a hacker or whatever. But I swear, like he literally like 5 dudes in a row, like pop, 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 pop. Like, and I was like, how is he this good of a shot with this? Like, dude,
Yeah, because no
I
one
was
plays.
tilted. I was pissed.
No one plays that much big team battle that
Yeah, that guy must
they
play
use a
Big Team
Gauss
Battle all
hog that
day.
often.
Yeah.
I
Wow,
mean, it's possible.
you got 50 kills in the tank. Fucking congratulations.
Oh,
Gross.
that's a whole nother fucking game. Big team battle was so weird last night. It's a strange fucking game type.
I
We
like it.
don't.
I think it's fun to fuck around with.
Yeah, it's good like late night with a big group of friends, not really fucking caring about like there's not ranked,
Yeah,
so
it sounds
who
silly.
cares?
I try not to get mad at it, and usually I don't. But honestly, probably Big Team Battle can upset me more than any other setting because yeah, if you just have oh look 2 tanks and a banshee flying around, it's like well, what the fuck are you supposed to do as a team? Like that is, it doesn't matter. You can have a team of 8 pros. It's like, what the fuck do you do? Like,
You guys get so animated, and I've never. I mean, I've played games with you guys for a while, but you guys do not get nearly as animated as you do when you're playing Halo 2. It
I
is.
don't know that I get animated. I just do call outs. I try to just call shit out. And usually I'm shy about it. It's once these guys start saying it, like then I'm like, oh fuck, I need to be doing my call outs. Like
Mm.
Just for a a short backstory. Me and Jason, that's the only game that we actually played competitively and went to MLG with and tried to be sort of professional. Like we tried to
Yeah, some kind
compete.
of pro gamer.
We competed with
shit.
the best and tried to be pros in whenever we were teenagers.
So you're
So that's why we
semi-pro.
get it's a we didn't. I don't even think, according to MLG's rankings, we didn't even reach that standard. We placed 14th, I
I
think.
thought we got 13th.
Exactly. See, it's debatable, but that's how important it is to us. Like we invested a lot of time into it. So,
Yeah, for the time, it was fantastic results. Holy shit, you got 13th out of, the top 250 teams in Texas coming out to play. Like, wow, you know. But like I said, so the problem is then if you just have people today who have been playing it even casually at all over the last 10 years, like, their skill level's just so much higher at this point, where you just, it's like, yeah, I guess I'm good, but it is such a team game. Like that game really relies on, I mean, competitive people, the way they win is they just know where the fuck you're spawning. They don't spawn kill you, but they just, I mean, there's no way that you can take any of them on because the second you peek your fucking head out, you're going to get shot by 4 different guns.
Which is
You're gonna drop
annoying.
before you. Yeah. Oh, absolutely. That's why playing competitive. I don't even like to play competitive. I hate to say that because it is frustrating because it's knowing. It'd be like going on if we all were like, hey, let's go play football against some NFL guys. Like, what you need to do to be. Oh, we need to run a slant or we need to block, but it doesn't mean that you can. Like, that's what I feel like when we play competitive Halo 2. It's like I know what is required to play at this level, but unless we're gonna sit down for a few weeks and learn call outs and strategies and shit, it's like I feel like I'm just gonna get enormously frustrated playing
yeah,
it.
and we're playing with people that played the game, but they weren't playing on our team. So
Oh, everyone has
everyone
different
had different
names.
call outs.
Yeah.
So they start calling out things, and I'm like, I have no idea what you're talking
You
about,
can kind of figure it
or
out.
I'll vaguely figure it out.
I just
Or
ask. I'm like, what the fuck do you mean street? What is blue street? Like, oh, okay, that's what it is. Got it.
and you go, oh, that makes sense. I understand why y'all came up with that name for it. Or whenever you're doing lockout and an oddball strategy, for some reason they kept wanting to take it to BR Tower.
Yeah, what? No. Tubbs wanted to take it to library. He kept saying library every time. That's where he wanted it to be. He just wanted it to be somewhere. We just got shit on that game.
But yeah, but they kept wanting to take it to the same place, and I didn't understand why. Because in my opinion, one of the best places to take it is that bottom ramp between um, bottom left and bottom mid. Whenever you can jump from the left side to the right. So if you're in control of sniper tower and you're in control of lift, you could be on the left side of the wall on that little ramp, just sitting there camping, and they can't hit you with fucking nades unless they're amazing nades, and they definitely can't shoot you. But I don't know. My point is, it's a very team-oriented game, and the only people playing right now, I think, are the people that were super dedicated back in the day or have stayed dedicated.
I don't agree with that at all. I think a lot of people are
Have we
playing
played
it.
any trash?
I no, but
How would we
even
know?
that being
How would
yeah,
we know?
how would we know if these are all people keeping up with the game? I mean, look, I looked last night. I think there were
I said
18,000
either
people.
or.
No, it's just 18,000 kids that played Halo. Maybe they were pros, maybe they weren't, but all of them are familiar with the game, hopping on now. It's not like it's a new game. It's not Halo Infinite or whatever is going to come out. Like, it's not everyone starting off. It's not Apex Legends. It's not Valorant. Like, it's a 15-year-old game that, yeah, even though we haven't played for fucking 15 years and we're trash, a lot of those kids are the same. They haven't played for 15 years, but it doesn't mean that they don't have like years of fucking skill behind them. just like us,
Mm.
we're like, oh, we're gonna kick ass. That's what literally all 18,000 of these people are thinking too.
This
So
this is how I know you guys take it to the next level, because I was referring, how do we know? Because we don't play against other people. We just stay in the same queue against people that, even if they beat our ass, you guys are like, all right, we're gonna get them next game. We're gonna get them next game, and I'm just like, oh man, this torture is not going to end anytime
Oh,
soon.
I like the run back. Well, it depends. If it's like if it felt balanced, like if we only lost by like 10 or 15, I want to run it back. Maybe on another map. We had that happen last night. We got our fucking asses handed to us by some kids by like 30, and then we rematched the next
Won by
game.
like 20.
Yeah, we beat them by 20 because it was a different map. Like we knew we were better on that map. But yeah, it can happen. But yeah, no, if you get blown out by like 40, I don't want to rematch that. But yeah, I mean, I do like a rematch. Maybe that just comes from fighting games. Like I always want to run it back. Because again, it is how you get better. You don't get better by winning. So
I mean, what do you guys think though? Like Valorant, is that is people able to play that now? Like, are you able to just sign up and make a free
no,
account?
I think it's
No,
still closed beta, but it's like one of these.
I want to play it personally, but
I don't want to fucking ever play it. Nothing about what I've watched makes. Oh, I'll sound like a scrub. Nothing I've seen makes it look entertaining at all. Like I already have that game. It's called CS:GO. If I want to play CS:GO, I'll turn it on and I'll fucking play it. Like, because people want to say it's like an Overwatch CS:GO hybrid, but I mean, if you watch the play, I hate to say it, like Overwatch, their alts just give you so much more versatility. It's almost like Team Fortress, where when I'm watching Valorant, it's like, wow, this guy has a grenade that impairs your vision. Wow, this guy has a flashbang. Wow, this guy has a smoke grenade. Wow, this guy has a grenade that blocks off this hallway for 10 seconds. Like it's just all this and maybe I'm just seeing like top tier hero abilities because from what I've read and understand, it's like people don't even really use the teleport and shit because it's just not useful, not at a competitive level.
Yeah, I mean,
So
neither one of us. I don't think any of us here have actually played it yet, but
no,
it almost seems like,
doesn't mean I can't shit on it.
right.
So.
I'm just saying, it just seems like a game that still doesn't know its identity. Like, I would rather play
No,
Counter
I know
Strike.
what its identity is. They should just
mm,
call it esports shooter. That's what
that
its fucking
that
identity is.
there's so many games that come out nowadays that are trying to be esports.
Yeah.
So that statement is true, but it's still too early to say whether or not it's going to be complicated, successful, whether the the meta is gonna evolve. Like right now, you're seeing just the basic of the basic.
You're not even seeing. Wait, is it still an alpha stage, or is this the beta?
I thought it was in beta.
No, this is the beta, I believe.
Yeah.
I mean, it's still in beta, but the game, like, for me to be interested in it, like I was gonna say, like, I'd rather play Overwatch or Counter Strike, not something in between the
Yeah.
two. Um, but for me, I feel like the game needs a big overhaul, like as far as
I think it
graphically.
looks ugly.
Yeah,
Like
exactly. It looks
people say
slow.
it looks like Overwatch, and as someone that never played Overwatch, like
I
I
thought
think
it looked like
Overwatch is a
Overwatch.
pretty stylish game.
Hmm.
Um it
It's a
looks
copy
good.
design.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, look at all these characters. Like I know who like Tracer is. I, why the fuck do I know who Tracer is? I shouldn't know who that person is. I do. I know these characters. I can recognize May and I can recognize the big fucking gorilla dude. Like I recognize Overwatch characters and it has like an aesthetic almost like Team
Big
Fortress
fucking
2.
gorilla, dude.
Um what's his name? Fuck, Winston's his name.
Yeah.
Blizzard
But
marketing is so happy right now. Let me
Exactly,
tell
but
you.
like Team Fortress 2 has had an aesthetic to it. Like it looks a certain way that's appealing for. But when I look at Valorant, dude, it looks like some fucking. It looks like PUBG Mobile to me or some shit. Like it just looks so soulless. Like nothing. nothing about it is memorable to me. Not even the shooting. I went and watched streams. Like I don't. If I got a key, I would give it away. Honestly, I'd go give it to Adam. What are you two,
Give it to
Adam
me.
or Mike?
Give it to me.
Don't give it
Yeah.
to me. I'm good
Yeah.
on that game.
Give it to me. But who made Valorant?
The Chinese. No,
Giant.
the Chinese
It's the
virus.
League of Legends creators, I think.
No, I thought it was Tencent. Is it Riot? Is that who it is? Yeah, you
I
might
believe
be
Pull it
right.
up, Jamie.
I believe it is Riot, but the
I
fucking,
got it. It's Riot.
yeah, the joke y'all were making was that it was a Chinese.
Well, Riot is a Chinese-owned company, yeah. But I mean,
So
but that being
it was
said,
another Chinese product coming on the heels of coronavirus.
yeah, but I won't shit on Riot Games. I mean, they do have League and they have Teamfight Tactics. Like, no, these are not games I play, but like League is recognizable. Like League is the biggest game on the fucking planet. Teamfight Tactics, again, and not another game that I have played, but I've watched gameplay and it looks interesting. It definitely looks unique. It has almost it's kind of I was gonna give it credit for being original, but it did kind of rip off Dota Auto Chess, I guess.
Mhm.
So like the idea existed before it came out, but it's implemented well. I mean,
Everything might be good except for their support. I've had to contact Riot support, and there is no support. Basically,
maybe you just can't understand the support.
I mean, if anyone,
Wow.
that's
They're Chinese. That's.
they
do you
do.
speak Chinese, Mike? No. Okay.
Sure, but they don't. They don't. The thing is like I messaged them because my account was being hacked, and literally, they just kept sending me auto-generated messages saying, "Oh, we're happy to change your email. Oh, we're happy to change your wallet foundation, whatever wallet system you have added." Like, I was literally watching my account be hacked, and I was getting no support back from Riot. So, Riot's probably an aptly named um, for that organization because it's literally, I feel like it's just like one big scam.
It's an aptly named company.
Yeah, like it really just seems like one big scam. They just make these mediocre games that people just kind of eat up, but they're like, as far as helping people, we're not gonna do that. They can help themselves. Which I hope Riot Games is listening, because your games are shit, and I'm not normally that strongly opinionated, especially when it comes to video game platforms, video game creators. But yeah, straight up
There,
hot garbage.
unfortunately, there are millions of people who disagree with you.
Yeah,
Oh,
I was like, I think the
Hundreds of
majority.
millions.
That's
Yeah,
fine.
look, I don't even play those games, and I know they make good games. Like Valorant,
Good games or popular games?
but
There's a
I-
difference.
How does a game become popular?
exactly, if it's not fun to play, people aren't gonna fucking play it. You know what I mean?
I mean, I don't consider League fun, so I don't play it.
Fortnite.
but
Exactly, yeah.
Fortnite.
There are
Fortnite
hundreds
is
of
fun.
millions.
If I
Fortnite is
popped
fun.
on Fortnite is fun.
I don't consider I don't consider Fortnite fun, so I don't play it. But there are once again probably hundreds of millions that play it.
Yeah, and they're all under the age of 13.
True,
with no,
but
they practically have no brain power whatsoever. Other than what
oh,
they
you had a
regurgitate.
brain in your head at 13.
I mean, my brother is
It's-
35 and he plays the fucking.
Yeah, I would say, but a lot of these games are very inviting, especially to younger players. They're free to play most of the time, and they are great to play with friends. And again, yeah, when you're 13 and you got a friend circle of 20, I feel like when we were in school, it was smaller. It was like 5 or 10 people that you knew that game. But realistically, now I guarantee you, in a grade, if we were in 10th grade today, I bet there's 50 people playing fucking Fortnite on the regular.
Probably.
So
It's more
it'd
popular,
be.
it's more accepted.
Yeah, and same thing with League, where it's like, wow, I guess I could go play Halo 2 but there's only going to be 5 guys at school playing Halo 2. I want to play Fortnite with everyone else at school, you know.
Mm.
So I can kind of understand why younger people play it.
That young money demographic,
Oh, absolutely.
because
Then
they're
they
the
grow
ones that
up
they're gonna
and
go
they
to their
say the
parents
same
and
shit
ask.
about
They're gonna
Halo
say,
2.
hey, mom, I want to buy this skin.
Yep.
That's how it happens.
Wow.
And
Can
they
we talk
make that.
about
And they make that
how
money.
Valorant has a always running anti-cheat system that installs a kernel in your computer?
Mm. Sounds like some
I-
Huawei technology. Yes,
Yeah,
me.
it sounds like some amazing leaps forward. And you know, and don't get me wrong, other games like DayZ and Fortnites, they have anti-cheats that install kernels, but they only run when the game is running. That's the difference. Like hey, when the game's on, it's on. But with Valorant, dude, it doesn't. If your computer is on, that shit is on. You know. And
What was it? Was it Valorant or was it the new Call of Duty that um the cheaters all got
that's
mass
Call of Duty.
banned? They all got mass banned at one time, but you can still play the game, but you're only allowed to play with the other people that got
Yeah,
fucking banned.
It's only gonna match you up against people, I guess, with a VAC ban or something, whatever they call it. I call it a VAC ban because I've used Steam.
Why
So
would
they
they
did
even
like
do
they
that?
did like a massive ban hammer.
Because I think it's like a free to play game. I assume you're talking about the big fucking battle royale
Yeah, the battle royale.
one, Warzone. I don't know. It's free to play anyway. I guess instead of just banning people constantly and letting them make new accounts, what you can do is you just let them keep that account, let them still play the game, but just let them fuck off in their own settings. I mean, again,
Like,
if you're
yeah,
playing with other cheaters, I mean, who cares? As long as they're not affecting like your 99% of non-cheaters, just just fuck it. Like,
but
let them
who's the
do whatever
best?
they want.
Who's the best cheater?
Yeah, right. It'd be like, yeah, that would be neat. Have a cheater tournament. Who can fucking cheat the game the best?
I feel like
I'd watch it.
I feel like it's sort of like, oh, you just play regular Warzone? Yeah, I'm in the cool server.
No, no fucking way.
Like, I mean, I agree. I agree. I don't know. Just my biggest issue with those kind of games is just it's like with Fortnite. The biggest issue I had with Fortnite was the fact that the moment you shoot someone, they're building a house. Within 2 seconds, they got a two-story house, maybe a bi-level. It's just ridiculous.
Yeah, well, and they have macro bindings now, so you can just push a button.
Yeah, you press one button.
And it's,
But
hey, look, you're building a whole fucking mega structure. Congrats.
mhm.
And I agree, that's the reason I quit playing too. But I mean, I won't shit on Fortnite for that. Like, that's just another skill, just like map knowledge or something. Building is just another skill. It's a skill that I don't
A
care about
macro
learning.
a macro is a skill.
Oh,
Sure.
100%.
I mean, yeah. BXR is a skill, Adam. Fucking double shotting is a skill. Like
Yeah, that requires
glitches.
several button pushes.
So did
Pressing one
building.
button, several
So
one
did
button.
at one time it was skill based. And who's not? Okay, so let's go
If
play
I pressed
Fortnite.
one
Let-
button and it BXR'd,
All right.
I would have an issue.
No,
Here we
no,
go.
no. Let me shut that argument down right now. Because hey, let's all go play Fortnite right now with our macros, and let's see how good we do against good players. Like, it doesn't mean it's not skill based. If BXR was one button, yes, it makes it easier, but that just means everyone's on the same footing. I guess Fortnite developers decided, hey, the skill ceiling is too high now. Fucking dumb people can't push a lot of buttons and
There's
build
no
really
such
fast.
thing as that.
Well, to them, they thought it was important, and maybe it is. In a
And
100
that's
man
stupid.
battle royale,
Always.
out of 100 players, how many people do you think are gonna learn to build like pro level? Maybe one or two a game, and
Who
so
cares? The shitty ones?
all I'm saying is that
The pro level people deserve to be pro level. The shitty kids
do they have
deserve to
matchmaking?
lose.
Is matchmaking a thing in Fortnite?
I don't fucking play Fortnite.
Well, so if
I don't play
matchmaking
battle
wasn't a
royale
thing
games.
though, think of how that's going to reflect on your game. If you just care about your player base, if the same 2 or 3 people, if you can look at your statistics and go, it's just the same people winning every fucking game. These people don't stand a chance. because this guy's APM is fucking 200 and this guy's is like 50. Sure, it's a rewarding skill. I don't know. I like the fact that there's a one button macro. Probably because I don't take the game seriously as a competitive game. So I
Yeah, but
don't care that the game is ruined.
if you were a competitive player in that game, though,
Oh, absolutely, I'd be
it would
pissed
annoy
off.
the fuck out
Yeah,
of you.
100%. But even then, so now shitty players like me, I can build a house in one button. Does that mean I'm going to win firefights and engagements and know the map and know how to fucking play the game? No. I still have to learn all of that to be good.
Yeah, but it takes the skill ceiling from here, like way the fuck down to here.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's the biggest shooter on the planet, and it has been for 10 years.
The
I
best
think it is
players are getting nerfed. That's what I'm saying.
sure, but I think in their mind, it's clearly a game that it's just to make money. Like, you know, Fortnite does give money to that competitive scene and shit, but you know, it's not like Valorant. It's not the esport shooter. Like Valorant, you know that is what it is, and it's not even fucking out yet. Like, you know, because they're just gonna pump millions and millions of dollars into the esports scene, where Fortnite might be doing the same, but you don't talk about Fortnite like that because Fortnite is just like the most accessible FPS on the market, which is why everyone fucking plays it.
I mean, it's the most successful first-person cash
Shooter of
grab.
all time. Yeah, you
Um,
could argue.
Third person cash grab.
yeah,
Oh yeah, third person.
yeah, technically.
Fuck yeah.
But I mean, you had mentioned the kernel that was active at all times on your computer when you install Valorant.
Valorant. Yeah.
Is that the price that players must pay for free games? Like, is that something we're gonna see like
No. Fuck
moving
no.
forward? I mean, is it specific for that game then? Like, that's the price that you're gonna have to pay to get Valorant.
Oh, for Valorant, absolutely. They're never getting rid of that.
It's the first one.
It's yeah, it's the Chinese standard.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
the
The
question
Chinese.
is, that's the first. So
Look, all I'm saying is they already don't have a great track record with fucking any kind of
Anything?
antitrust laws. And now they want to have something running in the background of my computer 24/7. Yeah, good fucking luck, man. And I'll install anything on my computer. I don't care. But I'm not installing that, man. Like, I'll torrent whatever. And oh, this is in Russia? This is in Russian? Yeah, I'll fucking whatever. I trust it. Like, it's fine, you know? That's what you gotta do to get free shit. Sometimes you gotta say yes to some Russian messages. But no, not Chinese messages. Fuck no.
dude, I have freaking Chinese cameras in my house as my home surveillance because I
got
would much rather have the Chinese government spying on me than the American government. What the fuck is the Chinese government gonna do?
I would argue that
What is the
if you
Americans gonna do? I don't
yeah, I would
understand.
argue that if you get your identity stolen in America, it would be much easier to take legislative action. And if your identity gets stolen by Chinese, if some China dude fucking empties your bank account, you're fucked. I mean, well, I guess your bank would still insure your money. So
I
I think
mean,
it's at least 250,000
yeah. Wait,
is the federal law.
you mean oh, they have to. You mean
Yeah.
max.
Our banks are required.
Yeah. So yeah, I guess who cares where your information gets stolen at?
It's
gonna
all being
happen.
stolen. It's all being sold. We're all
Nintendo
freaking under
already-
surveillance. It's
Nintendo already stole my information a few weeks ago, so
how so?
I mean,
I was mad. They had like some security breach. They sent out a thing telling you to, oh, you should do two-step identification or two-step authentication because their servers had been breached or something. And I was kind of pissed because I liked that password a lot. It was like a newer password that I was using for a few things. And I was like, yeah, this one's really good. And I'm like, fuck, I gotta go change them all. Which I did. I mean,
I did
like,
the same thing. I got the same message as you, but it is hilarious the level of sophistication that Nintendo's online service has. Like, let's be real, Nintendo's
Are
games
you?
are
That's a
great.
joke, right?
Oh yeah, like it's
Oh,
It's
okay.
a
exactly.
complete joke.
Yeah, like compared to like Xbox Live,
Anything or even
PlayStation.
PS4.
Yeah, like it's like literally they give you a bunch of codes to save.
Yeah.
And it's just like,
Oh yeah, that is what they did. They give you like 8 or 10.
yeah,
Put these in a
don't
notepad
lose
because if you have,
these. You don't want to
yeah,
lose
if you
these.
do, you're fucked.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. It's just like, okay.
That's
So
right.
No,
They use Google Authenticator, and I mean that's pretty safe. That's really safe to me. Like that's really cool.
mhm,
But it's also like most Nintendo online, it's very like redundant and it's not like smooth. It's like
mhm.
many steps to get to where you need to go. Where yeah, Xbox and PS4. Oh, I want to play a game online. Online, go. Every Nintendo game ever, it's go through 17 screens and hope that you connect to someone.
no. Even Emily last night was trying to play Animal Crossing online,
Oh, it's such a headache.
and she was trying to do the little voice chat app thing that they have.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
She got disconnected and couldn't figure out how to reconnect
To the voice chat or to the island?
to the voice chat. She was sitting
Okay.
on the island trying to talk to the people, like not having to sit there and type constantly on their shitty fucking joysticks.
Yeah.
And
I just always type on my I've never used the voice chat, but I'll talk. It's like texting on your phone. But again, yeah, you limit me to like fucking 50 characters a message. It's like one sentence. So I have to literally like start typing something and be like, I even think it's less. I think 50 is I think it limits you to like 30 characters. So I
yeah,
have
but
to be like, hey, how's everyone send doing tonight? Send.
my point is, what was the first system that introduced chat?
I mean, I'm sure it was available on PS2. I mean, I know those
Probably.
systems didn't have like built-in online
PS2 wasn't.
connectivity.
I don't think you
No,
Yeah,
could.
no. You could get online. We played Metal Gear online. Me and my brother did. We bought the little thing that plugged into the back of your PS2 and we played online. And again, and they also had a fuck, what was it? Like Medal of Honor or something. A lot of people played that. Why can't I think of what it's called? Something. It was really popular. But yeah, they definitely had voice chat on PS2 if you had a game that had it.
Hmm.
so we're talking decades ago, and now Nintendo comes out with a system that you have to download an app and use your phone
To even voice chat.
to
That's
even
the
use
whole thing.
voice.
Yeah, they don't have built-in voice chat at
It's
all.
absurd.
Your voice chat has to go through an app, which in theory isn't a terrible idea, but in execution, it's
It's
absolutely
not a
a
terrible
terrible
idea.
idea. No, in execution, I think in theory, if it was as easy as me going, okay, hold on, okay, text message, I'm in. Like clicking one button and being like, Nintendo's connected. Cool. Here we go. Da-da-da, hey, plug your fucking headset up. It might be an inconvenience, but I think if it was streamlined, it could be really neat. You're not hindered by cords or anything. But like I said, in execution, it is clunky as shit.
Well, we've officially shat on Nintendo for about two
Just their
seconds.
online. They make great
No,
games.
just their online service. Their games
Yeah.
are fucking good.
Yeah. Paper
Just this
Mario's
fucking
coming out.
just this fucking
Boy.
week, Paper Mario. Dude,
Uh
I am
I
so stoked.
I didn't play the last one, Sticker Star, I think is me. Yeah, you're laughing because it's so silly. But I've played like all of them. Mario RPG for SNES. And then there was like the Mario and Luigi saga that was Bowser's Inside Story. Paper Mario, Thousand Years Door. And there's one other one that was for the Switch, I think. I played all of those. They're all great games. They're all good. So I know I'm just surprised that it's coming out so soon. It has like a July release date. And I was like, damn, you just revealed this game and it's coming out. Like it's already
Yeah,
done. Basically, they're
I
like,
was
here's a
surprised.
game. It's done. It'll be
I
here
was
tomorrow.
I was surprised they kept it under wraps until it was
Yeah,
basically
exactly.
completed. That was pretty fucking surprising.
All Nintendo IPs, even if they don't interest you, like Animal Crossing or even like Pikmin and stuff, if you actually sit down and play their games, like it's always quality. Like
Oof.
everything they make is quality.
I would
Donkey
love a,
Kong.
I would love a new Pikmin.
They have Pikmin 3 for the Wii U, and I know you didn't play that, so don't
But I
lie to
didn't.
me.
I didn't own a Wii U.
That's
so-
my point. That's why you haven't played it. I've thought about emulating it. Literally, like yesterday, I was sitting here and I was like, should get a Wii U emulator and fucking play this. Like, because I really like Pikmin.
So, what do you think about the theory that because after the little end credits to the trailer, he's wearing a Metroid helmet?
Oh,
Did you
maybe I
did
didn't
you
get that
watch it till
far.
the
No,
end? Yeah,
as
you
soon as
probably
the
closed out.
yeah, as soon as the title popped up, I closed out of it. I
At,
saw a screenshot of that though, and I didn't know where people were getting that screenshot because everyone was like, "Oh, Metroid fans, like, or you guys got shafted again or something," and I was like, "What the fuck is everyone talking
now,
about?"
at
Like,
the end of the whole trailer, he's wearing a Metroid helmet. So
it's
everyone's
just a
going, is
little.
this
Oh,
a teaser that
I'm
we're
looking at it
working?
right now. Yeah.
Are we working on a Metroid game? Or are
Oh,
we just being
I would have to
dicks?
think.
Because
I
it
would have to
seems
think.
like a
It seems like a hint to me, definitely. That seems like I'm watching it like right now. It definitely seems like a hint.
like why do it?
Yeah.
Why do it if you're not gonna actually
It could be. It's like a
follow
funny
through?
thing to do. But yeah, but if you're a fan of that series, you'd be like, why the fuck we haven't had a Metroid in 10 years?
And the last one was shit.
No, I said 10 years. No, they did Samus Returns. They did a full remake. I think it's like a 3D remake. Is it out on the Switch? People like that one a lot. But it's
Well, I think
not
it was
it's not first
Metroid.
person.
Metroid Prime was the last original.
No, well, so Prime was their trilogy of first person shooter Metroids. But then, all the rest of them are Metroidvania, whatever the fuck you want to call them. But they did Metroid Samus Returns in 2017 for the 3DS. And it was a full 3D remake of Samus Returns, which I think was an NES game. So it was like a full overhaul, and a lot of people liked that. It was a Game Boy game. Samus Returns was just a regular Game Boy game.
Well, speaking of
So
remakes,
the series gets love. I mean, but I think people are looking
no,
for
people
like
like it. They
people
want a
want
new
another
story.
Prime. Yeah, I think a lot of people too want like a Metroid Prime, a first person Metroid. So.
It was announced this week that Diablo 2 is getting a remastered.
That was announced this week. Are you sure that wasn't announced like 2 years ago? I feel like we've known that forever.
It might have been confirmed this week. I'm not sure. It's the first
Really?
time that I saw it. Let's see. It was Actu Gaming. I don't know.
Some website.
Yeah, some website. But I just saw it this week. We all play Diablo 2.
Yeah, I'm gonna play it.
I didn't.
And fucking Diablo 3 was
You didn't play Diablo 2, boy?
straight garbage compared to Diablo
I never played any
Ah.
Diablo.
2.
Really, man?
Yeah.
Do you like that?
What?
Do you like that genre? Whatever you call it. I guess like a dungeon looter. I know there's a name for that genre. Like a hack
Dungeon
and
crawler?
slash. Yeah, like a hack and slash dungeon crawler. Do you like that genre at all? Like,
I enjoyed it, but I enjoy that genre. Like I played Baldur's Gate.
yeah, okay.
But my biggest thing was, at least with Baldur's Gate, I had a lot more
But Baldur's
customizable.
Gate is more of a like traditional RPG. Like
Mhm,
I feel like where Diablo 2 was very online driven.
mhm. Yeah, no, it just seemed like everything was super pre-manufactured, and like there wasn't a lot of, like, you couldn't change what your character looked like drastically compared to another person's character.
In
That
D2?
in Diablo in general.
Yeah, yeah.
It just seemed like There was very small changes, like depending on what items and stuff you have. But that was a big thing that turned me off. But I've been considering playing Diablo. Isn't there Diablo 3?
Yeah,
Could have
Diablo
sworn.
Yes,
3.
3 is out. And nowadays it's supposed to be good. Like I know with the expansion and I guess gameplay overhauls, people that play it speak very highly of it. And even people like that you just said, Adam, that didn't like it from the get-go apparently now say like it's a fully fleshed out experience. It's very good. It's very reminiscent of the old game.
The
You don't have to
dungeons,
spend money,
the dungeons just all seem the same.
Yeah,
That
I
was
think
my biggest issue with it. It was all super repetitive. Not to say that Diablo 2 didn't have a lot of repetition, but at least it's like, oh, well, this is a cave and this is a sand dune. Like, there's some mild
yeah,
changes.
locale differences. Yeah.
Diablo 3 felt completely every single freaking dungeon I went into was just a maze of similarity and
Mario
boring.
was just kind of a copy of D2 in terms that's another problem. It doesn't like distinguish itself because Act 1 feels like Tristam
Mhm.
from D2, and then Act 2 is you're going to the desert just like you do in fucking D2. You kind of fight like similar looking enemies just like D2. Act 3, I can't even fucking. I know Act 3 in D2 is a swamp, and then Act 4 is hell.
Yeah,
But
of
in
course.
D3, I know at some point you fucking go to heaven. You go to heaven, right? And you fight Diablo in heaven.
I don't think so. That sounds.
Yeah, I think
It's been years, but it
I
sounds
think because female Diablo destroys the patriarchy and
female
lives.
Diablo.
She's female Diablo. She takes the main chick, gets possessed, and she becomes Diablo, and she like busts into heaven. And so you have to go to heaven with Tyrael and fight her. And Tyrael's like, I don't like you anymore, angels. You guys are too self-righteous.
Material
And I
does
was
that
like, what the fuck is happening in this game?
I mean, Blizzard is on a roll, gentlemen, when it
When it
comes
comes to
to
great storytelling, you can count on Blizzard.
and
Which is so
remasters.
funny. Yeah, but turn the clock back to I mean,
That's
think
why they're
of
remastering everything because all their
yeah.
old games are fucking great. So it's
Yeah,
like,
think
hey,
about
what if we
StarCraft.
just go make the old games look better
Yeah,
and give it back to you
yeah.
online? And everyone goes,
StarCraft with Brood
okay,
War, D1, D2, Warcraft up to Warcraft 3, and even you could argue WoW all has like those
WoW
are all
Classic,
yeah, those are all great storytelling.
and they're all getting remastered.
Yeah,
I
well,
guarantee you, after Diablo 2 Remastered comes out, it's
what are
gonna
we
be
getting?
Warcraft 3
They already did Warcraft 3. It's already out.
Remastered.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's literally what Mike
that's
plays.
that's what I was trying to say is the fact that
What?
they promised a lot for Warcraft 3.
They promise cinematics, and there are no
Yeah,
cinematics.
there's no new
Delete the
cinematics.
game.
Yeah, which people, literally the community was crying foul, saying that they've been ripped off, that they're going to pursue legal action
Yeah,
against
okay.
Activision Blizzard because they didn't get the cutscenes that were. I mean, to be fair, in the commercial for Warcraft 3, they say over like 1,000 hours of bonus cutscenes and extra cinematics. That,
1,000.
yeah, it was something stupid like that, like a large number, which they just basically kind of they released the game and said, "We're sorry, but this is the final product," and players were up in arms about it. Now, I personally enjoy the
They
game.
still bought it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I enjoy the game thoroughly
Exactly. They still
because
you still bought it.
it's
You speak
updated.
with your wallet.
It's updated. Yeah, it's updated. But the thing is, um, they haven't been keeping up on updating the game since either. So I am really curious as far as what happens with these new remasters moving forward. Are they going to keep their promises with Diablo, or is this going to be one giant shit show?
They don't
Uh,
have to.
what do you mean?
That's that's the problem with Activision acquiring Blizzard. is now it's much more of a sort of an EA situation of profit over quality.
Okay.
I think that's why they're just focusing on remastering the classics in order to make more money. And then they make promises on those remastered games and they don't follow through.
So you're not worried about Diablo 2 being a train wreck?
No, I am worried about it.
No,
Ever since
I think
Activision acquired
gameplay
Blizzard,
wise,
I've
it's
been
gonna be fine.
yeah, gameplay wise, it probably will be fine. Um, basically, it's sort of all I ever wanted from Bungie and 343 with Halo. All I wanted was the old game, able and to be able to play it on the new consoles, new technology. If they do that, I'm satisfied. It's when they change it that I get frustrated. But if you make promises just to sell it, then you're turning into EA. And that was the problem that I had with Activision buying Blizzard. Um, I think Activision is the same company that fucking acquired MLG as well and ran it into the ground. Like, it's these massive corporations and these conglomerates, basically, gaming conglomerates that wreck the industry just for money. That's
People
that's my
people
little
buy.
rant.
Yeah, I mean, you can use that analogy about Hollywood and whatever, sector, private sector that you want. Because yeah, you're always gonna get big corporations pumping out shitty Fast and the Furious 19 with Transformers 6 and Marvel 20,
No,
and
just
those are
wait for the Fast and Furious Transformers crossover. I'm sure that's coming.
yeah. Wait. There was something like that. There was something almost as stupid as that, and I can't think of what it was.
I would probably watch a movie featuring The Rock and Optimus Prime.
Yeah,
I
if the
would
Fast and the
probably watch
Furious
that.
crew had to like do a heist with the Transformers, as someone that doesn't care about either of those, I'd be like, yeah, I'll watch this. All right.
Oh my god.
Vin Diesel and Bumblebee
Yeah.
coming this
Yeah.
summer.
It's actually John Cena and Bumblebee. So.
Oh, my bad.
But yeah, these big things. I mean, they make money. That's what I said. Speak with your wallet, man. I mean, if Call of Duty is always the best-selling game every year, why are you gonna stop making Call of Duties? I mean,
True.
and Madden. If Madden's your best-selling game, top 10 list every year, well, they haven't done anything new with Madden in 20 years. Why the fuck should they? You keep buying it, like.
Yeah, but there's not nearly the same amount of DLC that there is with like Madden or sports games in general compared
Uh,
to
these days they have quite a lot of DLC.
I mean, I'm not really sure which DLC you're talking about because I've played like the past 3 Maddens.
I know with like well maybe so I'm thinking of 2K. And I know like with
Oh,
MLB the show and 2K, so sports games in general, you have a lot of like you need tokens to unlock legacy teams. It's all about legacy teams or legacy players for online. Hey, build your online roster, build your fantasy online roster. That means you need rare FIFA. FIFA does the same fucking thing. You need rare cards and rare players, which sure you can grind them out, but wouldn't it be easier to just spend money and get, because I can spend $100 and unlock 100 players, but it's gonna take you fucking 5 hours to unlock one player.
No,
true.
fucking Rocket League. Rocket League, you can't even unlock anything without money.
But see, but at
You
least and
unlock the ability to spend money. That's what
yes, but
you.
Rocket League is purely cosmetic, where I feel like these game modes on NBA and FIFA and other stuff,
Like pay to
yeah,
win.
yeah, it actually affects. I mean, there is a setting that you can play on without these like card characters. Look, you have Messi. You're gonna win, kind of. You have a level 99 Messi on your team. Congratulations.
But to put that in the section of DLC, I disagree because when it comes to DLC, it seems like you're paying for the entire game all over again. You're talking about some chump change of like, put in $1 here, put in
No,
$10 there.
no. See, you're falling for the
It
league
adds up,
loophole.
though. It adds
Yeah,
up,
yeah.
and you are falling for it.
Yeah, that's the
I
league
disagree.
loophole. Where you go, league's a free game. And at the end of the year, I only spent $400 on it.
Call of Duty has DLC where you
That's
pay like $20 at a time for like map packs and stuff like that. To me, that's DLC. Optional things that you purchase, such as like skins and stuff like that, I feel like that's just a stretch to call that DLC. Because it's not extra content, it's just superficial.
You're right. You're right. But what I'll say about those DLCs is that they have like an ending. You know what I mean? Like, okay, Call of Duty is going to get 3 map packs. They're going to be $20.
Mhm.
They're going to come out in 4-month intervals. So at the end of it, you're okay. You got 8 maps. You got 20 new skins. You got you got 6 new characters. Some new guns, some new content. So yeah, you're buying the game all over again, but it's an expansion of the game. And I'm not justifying it. It's clearly overpriced. It's a cash grab. I'm sure it's shit. It's just assets that were already in the original game that they're like, hey, what can we cut out and charge you for later? But that being said, there's a reason why a free game like League makes the most money out of any game every year. Why GTA 5 Online makes the most money. Like it's because it's like a carrot stick. Like these people want the coolest looking cars and the coolest looking skins, and people are willing to buy it.
I agree with that.
Because people buy it, it's allowed to exist. That's all there is to it. Gone are the days of unlocking things through oh, you beat the game on this difficulty. Here's your skin. Like, oh, you beat this secret level. Here's your skin. Nah, that shit's all gone.
Have y'all? I don't know. I feel like we beating a dead horse at this point. What have y'all been watching this week? Nothing. No TV.
6 Feet Under. That's about it. I mean, it's a fairly old HBO show, so
Still trying to work my way through season 1 of that.
you should. It's pretty good. I finished season 1 last night or the night before. It's good. It's a
Was
good
that
show so far.
Michael C. Hall, right?
Yeah, Michael C.
From
Hall and
Dexter?
a bunch of other people that I don't recognize from anything. I think Hank from Breaking Bad popped up in an episode as a police officer. I was like, hey, it's Hank. I know the guy from The Leftovers is going to be in it. I remember that when Jade watched it through the first time. I remember seeing him and being like, that's the guy from The Leftovers, fucking whatever his name is. And I don't remember why he's in the show, and he's not in it right now. So maybe he's the one that died that episode or something. So, but yeah, John C. Hall's is that his name? John C. Hall.
Michael
Michael
C.
C.
Hall.
Hall.
Michael C. Hall. He's really good in it. I never watched too much of Dexter. I only made it through like 2 seasons, I think.
What?
That was a
What?
mistake.
Yeah, well, I saw enough. It's fine.
It's like Lost. You watch it right up to the final episode.
And then it's shit. No, Lost's finale is better than Dexter's
Are we
finale.
really?
Don't
Are
even.
we
Don't.
really
Yeah.
going to try? Well, first of all, Dexter is amazing, but to say that
Yeah.
Lost
Sure.
is kind of trash, like even the ending was not as bad. I mean, what do you expect from a magical island? You know
Yeah,
what I
there's
mean?
no satisfying answer. If you made it heaven, it's not satisfying. If you made it purgatory, it's not satisfying. Whatever your explanation is, because it's 6 seasons of mystery, there is no satisfying explanation.
There is any, and I'm not one, but any talented storyteller would say what you do is you write the ending and you write the beginning and then you work out the between. They clearly did not have an ending in place. So when it came time to wrap it all up, they went, fuck, we've got this. We don't know how to explain it. Purgatory?
But that's such an oversimplification. Because how many shows have an unsatisfying ending? Game of Thrones,
Lots. And they're
Lost.
and
Uh,
lots.
I don't think it was unsatisfying. I think
uh,
at the time it was unsatisfying. Just like Game of Thrones, maybe there was so much expectation around it. That's what made it not satisfying.
Dexter's
You can't.
finale.
Yeah. Well,
People gave that a lot of shit.
I know people say that that's the worst finale in like history, from what I've
Really?
read. Yeah, a lot of people shit on Dexter's
I
finale
think Lost
hard.
is the worst finale in history.
You are out of your fucking mind. I mean, how is it bad? Tell me how it's
It
bad.
wasn't
Spoilers.
good.
Spoilers. If anyone hasn't watched Lost, if anyone cares about watching Lost, please don't listen to what we're about to talk about. Tell me
Let's see.
why
They
it's
don't
bad.
explain. They don't explain anything.
Because it's already explained. What are you talking about? What the fuck are you talking about?
We know what the magical Blinky Island
Yeah,
is.
we know. Yeah, Jacob. The island is it has magical, mystical. There's a name for it, and they say it in the fucking show. But it's been years since I watched it. It's what allows you to travel through time and all this shit. It has exotic energy. That's what it fucking is. But really, it's god magic from Jacob, and he has to keep the man in black on the fucking island. Why did he become the man in black? Why can't I remember?
It's been a decade.
Yeah, exactly. But anyway, the whole point of it was you have to have a Jacob to keep the man in black on the fucking island. That's why the island exists. And if he gets out, it's like the bottle breaking. So everything fucking dies because you're basically like you would unleash hell, I guess.
Yeah, they never
Something
explain
like
that.
that.
Like, what is this?
Yeah, really,
some
what would
black
happen?
smoke is just gonna go from town to town, just smacking.
He just can't.
things?
He just can't leave. It's crucial when God is telling you he can't leave. This is really important, guys. So maybe it's like the Garden of Eden. It's some metaphor where paradise would be destroyed.
But Lost
know.
gets credit because it set the standard for shows like that.
Yeah, it definitely set the standard for like integral mystery storytelling. The Leftovers only exist because Lost came before it. So.
Mhm.
And I think The Leftovers suffers more from what you were saying earlier, like about maybe unfinished plot lines. I love The Leftovers, and it's only 3 seasons, and it's by the guy who did Lost, at least one of them. And so it has that kind of same form of storytelling, and it has a satisfactory ending, but it suffers from like, wow, season 1, this mystery is really cool. Holy shit, I wonder what's going to happen there. Nothing.
Can we
See,
agree
that
though?
kind of.
Go ahead, Adam.
No, I was saying it's just that kind of storytelling is what frustrates me whenever they they think up these really clever plots and they draw it out and they draw you in, and then there's no payoff. There's no payoff. Lost has.
I mean,
Lost
you're saying
has
there's
probably
no
5
payoff.
of those. Lost has like maybe 5, if not 10.
Jason's about to
Oh.
explode.
Threads that like they pulled out and went
Yeah.
nowhere.
No. Look, even if you want to say, let's think of some of the famous unfinished storylines in Lost real fast. The ones that people still bring up today that they did
Smoke
explain.
Monster.
No. Oh my god, that is explained.
Bullshit.
If you paid attention to the goddamn show, you know this. No, I'm thinking of polar bear and like
polar bear. I was about to say.
But who gives a shit? There's a polar bear on the island. Like, and yes, they do explain it. They use the polar bears. Dharma was experimenting on animals, and
How
they brought
did
a
they
bunch
get a
of different
polar bear
animals.
there?
You're fucking putting in a cage and you drive it to the fucking island. The will to turn the fucking island was chilly. Maybe you needed fucking polar bears to push the chilly will. I don't know, but that's not such a mystery. You should be up on your Walt high horse saying, well, why doesn't Walt? He's the one that really got the fucking short end of the stick because they built him up for like a whole season or two, and you really don't get much out of Walt's whole psychic whatever the fuck.
To be fair, I mean, the whole polar bear argument, I mean, why does Texas have the highest population of tigers? Like that's it's not that outlandish
Freedom.
because of freedom.
Freedom.
Okay.
Freedom. No,
So
it still
that's my
doesn't make
answer
any
to the
sense.
polar bear.
Yeah,
Freedom.
freedom. Yeah, and Dorma was doing experiments on animals. I believe there's a throwaway line in season 5 or 6 that does explain why polar bears are on the fucking island. Is it important to the overall plot? No. Yes, Lost suffers from the fact of there's a four-toed statue. Well, I mean, they answer it. You go to the past and you see a four-toed statue. They built a four-toed statue. Big fucking deal. Like, yeah, it's a mystery that didn't have a good payoff. But to say that Lost only had like 3 or 4 good payoffs, like you're out of your fucking mind. Like it had so many good payoffs.
But it was so hard getting there though, because
I
every
know.
episode was like drudging through the
Oh, there we
mud.
are. There we are. You admitted.
Especially when it comes to the background information, that the flashbacks, like, which they should have just called it Lost the Flashback, because half the episode was like learning about their lives
Yeah.
Lost, and that was way too much. Like when you found out which character the episode was going to be dedicated to, oh man, if you didn't like that character,
Dude, yeah, it was a
tough.
shit character.
It was
Yeah.
tough.
God forbid if it was Kate. Oh my gosh.
She has like 2 good episodes, but yes, a lot of her episodes are absolutely because I hate to shit on Kate's character a little bit, but I will, especially her backstories. Her backstories are like, here is Kate. She has an alias. Here's a guy she's dating. At the end of the episode, they will not be dating anymore. And she'll run from the police. Big surprise every fucking episode. Yeah, but that being said, though, when you got a Desmond episode, a John Locke episode, a Jack episode, a Benjamin Linus episode, like you knew, you were like, oh shit, I'm in for some real shit right now.
Something juicy.
Dude, I remember anytime a Desmond episode started, I was like, this is gonna be the best thing I've ever seen. Like, I would just be so excited. Which honestly, John Locke episodes kind of petered out. Don't get me wrong, like he has like 2 of the biggest episodes in the show, especially it's what gets you hooked on episode 4.
But there's only so much backstory that you can give him.
Yeah, exactly. Because his big thing is like you see the mysteries and whatnot, and episode 4 comes around and fucking I can't even think of what the track's called now. But oh man, it's that big reveal of he was in a wheelchair and he's standing up. The island cured him. That's when the show hooks you, because you're like, I guess I'm in it. I guess I'm in it now. But then he peters out. Yeah, because his flashbacks are the what did they call it? Why can't you got me fucked up because you said vault and bunker. It's the hatch. God,
hatch.
Damn it.
When he gets the hatch opened. Yeah.
Jeez. Terminology, please.
Yeah, I know. The terms are important.
Lostpedia over here. Fucking but then his character peters because so every flashback he has from then on, it's just him being a sad sack of shit. Like, him getting conned or some woman fucking him over. And then I guess the mystery is like, when does John Locke get paralyzed? And that's not even that satisfying in and of itself. So yeah. I can talk about Lost literally for the end of fucking time. So I forgot why we started talking about it. It's because you said it was not good and you're fucking wrong. Look, I will tell anyone on the planet, watch the first 3 seasons of Lost. The first 3 seasons of Lost are fantastic, good storytelling, great, fantastic twists and payoffs. Season 3 finale is the best. I still think it's the best thing on television. I don't know that moment will ever be like beat for me.
Real quick, what is the season 3 finale?
No one listens. No one does listen to this. But if you haven't seen this, please don't listen. It's the fucking flash forward is the season 3. The season 3 finale is you're seeing Jack and he's like drunk and he's yelling about his dad and shit, but it's tricking you the whole time. You don't know it's in the future 3 years ahead, because he's like, my father's head of this hospital, and they're like, Jack, go home. And you're like, you don't realize that he's talking about his fucking dead dad. And then yeah, the big twist, Kate shows up at the airport.
Oh, that's we have to go
and
back.
your mind has to like for like 10 seconds you're in this strange land of like what, because you're like, they knew each other before the island. Why does she look like this? What the fuck are they talking about? And then like once your little neurons fire, you're just like, holy shit, this is the best thing I've ever seen.
Oh, so
Yeah.
is that the we have to go back?
Yes, that is the we have to go back. They filmed it in secret. It's still the
man.
best thing ever,
You're
man.
starting to lose me here, Jason. If you think
You
that's
didn't
the
like
best.
the we have to
No,
go back.
that
Oh,
fucking
man.
scene is
It floored me, dude. It was the fucking best.
that was a knockout punch. It
I
really
enjoy
was.
the mysteriousness to like when they like kind of sat on the fact that you weren't gonna know what the hatch was other than there's some man-made shit just sticking
there's
up
some
out of the
strange
ground.
stuff. Yeah.
That kind of stuff, like I think that was the end of season 2.
Season 2 is the end of it is when Desmond has the timer runs down and it's gonna like implode and Desmond has to go down there and turn the key and blow up the hatch.
Yeah, that for me was I enjoyed that way more than the season 3 finale. Just because
I
it was
really
like, what is it? Like, what's gonna happen? You have no
But
idea.
see, but that's the same kind of like, and to a little bit of Adam's credit, like the payoff isn't as good as the setup. Again, season 3 leaves you with this enormous cliffhanger. Season 2 leaves you with this enormous cliffhanger of what's going to happen. At least with season 2's cliffhanger, we got like time traveling Desmond, which is like my favorite thing on the whole fucking show. But season 3's payoff goes into season 4, where it's them all trying to get back to the island, and that's like, in my opinion, it's the worst season of the whole fucking show. It's just like a waste of time because they get back to the island, so you're just like, oh my god, hurry the fuck up! Like,
I mean, you notice, Adam, how Jason does not mention the fact that Hurley does not lose any weight at any point.
I mentioned it earlier in a conversation with you weeks ago. So we talked about Lost a bit.
I mean, it's at that point I'm like, it's TV.
Yeah,
I don't need to know. I don't need to know why Hurley doesn't
actually.
Lose weight. I need to know why there's fucking
No,
goddamn
that is a complaint I already have. Is because there's 2 or 3 episodes about Hurley secretly eating too much, and you're like, wow, fucking who cares?
But why can't you make that argument for so many other TV show finales? Like, it's a TV show. Why can't you make that argument?
Because there's expectations.
Yeah.
And especially with Lost. Again, you talked about the season 2 finale. So great. So wow. So powerful. Season 3's finale. Holy shit. Season 5 finale, where you find out that John Locke has been dead and he's the man in black. Holy shit. Big twist. But so it's like, but when your show is ending, you can't. They pulled their little twisty. Hey, guess what, guys? Spoilers. You've been fucking dead. All season 6, you thought it was a parallel universe. It just turns out it's purgatory, boy. And I was fine with that. It made me emotional. It gave me closure to my characters. I don't know how she could have ended the show. So it could have ended worse. I'll tell you that much. It didn't end like Dexter. So.
Oof.
Mike, have you been watching anything?
Deep cuts. No. I've been just rewatching a little bit of Frasier and Comic Book Men.
Frasier is good.
I've been getting into Bob's Burgers, which has been okay. The only reason I'm saying okay is because I've only seen 2 episodes of it, but I have enjoyed what I've seen.
Me personally, I think Bob's Burgers is exponentially better. Like the first 3 seasons or so, there's a noticeable change. They'll change at some point. They'll change the intro song. It will get like an extra jingle in there, and I think it's season 4. And don't get me wrong, the whole show's good, but to me, that's when it becomes lighter. I
love how Jason literally has it programmed. Goes, if You hear that extra jingle?
You're gonna notice it
That's
because I
that's
noticed it.
that's when the show takes a downhill.
No, it's
curve.
yeah, because just a little bit. It goes from
That's
like a
so
9 to me
crazy.
to like an 8 because
Wow.
it definitely feels more like safe. It feels safe. I feel like season 1 and season 2 and even 3 have a lot of almost like ad-libbed lines.
Company men got involved
A
because they got too
la
popular.
Archer or these old
Mm.
Adult Swim shows where these early seasons of Bob's, you have the characters like ramble and shit about like nothing, but it's funny. Like, and they don't do that. Like past season 4, they just get rid of that. And I always love that shit. I love just the dumb bullshit that
Or
characters
it's
will say.
existential. Like it's not necessarily even dumb rambling. Like they sound like they're being dumb, but they're making a point that you can relate to.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
then in later seasons, it all feels a whole lot more scripted.
Yeah, it feels factory produced. It's like, oh yeah, this is just the same shit. Got it.
I mean, yeah, I don't know. Bob's Burgers, like I will say the main guy's the voice actor that
Mhm.
does the voice for Bob's Burger.
John H. Benjamin. I
He did
don't
home
want to get that
movies
wrong.
also.
Yeah,
Brendan, Brendan, put the ball
yeah.
down,
H.
Brendan.
John Benjamin. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's funny, we talked about that like a week ago, and I've been going on YouTube and watching home movies clips,
it's great.
specifically of Coach McGurk. I think I had it on like 2 days ago, and Jade walked by. She could hear it. She's like, "Are you watching home movies?" And I was like, "Yeah, I just wanted to see some clips." Like
It makes Bob's Burgers such an enjoyable show, is the fact that he's on it.
that's why Archer is good too. I mean, he's a great voice actor.
I do feel like this is a perfect segue though into something that Adam's been desperately wanting to talk about. Uh,
Which is
Rick and Morty,
Yeah, I was
and
gonna go into it
your
actually.
thoughts on Rick and Morty, Adam.
All right, just watched season 4, episode 7.
today.
Watched it yesterday actually.
So you didn't just watch it. You lied.
I mean, yesterday is just watching it.
Okay. No, it's not. But okay.
There are apparently fans, quote unquote, according to the internet. It's probably one person that's pissed off. They did. They want to try to boycott the show because there were both 9/11 and Pearl Harbor jokes.
Oh, I saw a headline.
Yeah,
That's all I
basically
saw.
the spoilers. Basically, the whole plot is they went to a planet and it was sort of an alien type thing. They opened up an egg. Thing jumped on their face and took over them.
I've seen a
So
screenshot of this actually. Is
yeah,
Summer like a ruler or
yeah.
something?
Summer
Yeah.
becomes like the queen or some shit.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
But what during their escape, they just start just massacring the fucking planet, blasting it, blowing up people, blowing up buildings.
Sure. Yeah.
And then there's one shot where they're flying towards 2 towers and they have a conversation, a little exchange of like, no, I think that's too soon or something along those lines.
Oh yeah. The meta humor is the characters discussing. Is it okay to do this bit? Yeah. It's like breaking
and
the
they're
fourth
like,
wall.
no. So they don't destroy those towers, but then they pass those towers and then make it to a port, and they're like, I mean, Pearl Harbor was long enough, and then they just start fucking bombing.
They
Uh,
name drop Pearl Harbor.
I believe so, if I remember
I mean,
correctly.
that's a pretty solid joke. I mean, it's pretty meta. It's in line with what they do on the show. I mean,
Yeah.
it sounds. I'm imagining it, and it sounds pretty funny. Like,
So that's why I'm going. Who is a fan of this show that's actually going to boycott it? My biggest issue with the episode is, like I said previously, with Community and Dan Harmon recycling things, was at one point in time, they put on some freaking like some Voltron style armor and start killing all the people around them, and it was very reminiscent of, I looked it up, um season 2 episode 9, Look Who's
Oh,
Purging Now.
yeah, it's
Whenever
the
they're on
Purge
the
planet.
farm, when
Yeah,
they're on the
yeah.
farm in the Purge planet and they put the armor on, they start killing people, and I was like, oh no. Because I've been watching Community and I saw that recreation that's in that same episode, I was like, oh shit. Don't tell me you have ran out of ideas and we're gonna go down this whole fucking rabbit hole again.
I don't know,
But
that new episode. It's just, I mean, an article like that. This will just sound whatever, so cliched, but an article shitting on the dark humor of Rick and Morty. You know what I mean? Like you could get offended by 100 things every episode because that's the type of show it is. That's like writing this week's South Park was offensive because of this. Like, yeah,
right.
no shit. That's what it
I
does.
was actually
Like,
gonna
That's kind of the
reference
point.
that. I was gonna say, do you think South Park could pull off a joke about 9/11 and Pearl Harbor?
At this point, yes.
I would
It's
almost
been
be
long
surprised
enough.
that they haven't had at least a Pearl Harbor joke. I'm sure. What's the Chin Pokemon episode in like season 2 or 3? I think there are Pearl Harbor jokes in that because they're getting ready to do Pearl Harbor. Yeah, that's how that episode ends. You know the episode I'm talking about, right? With Chin Pokemon.
No.
No, it's an early episode. It's where they're making fun of Pokemon, but like all the characters are ridiculous. It's like Shu and like Rake and shit. It's just like stupid shit. But all the kids get like anime eyes and they start speaking Japanese, and the parents are like, "What's going on?" And then they use it to like indoctrinate the kids and get back
Oh
at
my god.
America for World War II. But again, I mean, that's South Park, and I'm talking that they did that in like season 3. Like, that's really fucking early. So yeah, and again, talking about a 9/11 joke in South Park, I haven't seen probably like the last 10 seasons. I would I would bet some money that there's already 9/11 jokes in fucking South Park. I mean,
It wouldn't surprise me at all.
yeah. Every time I see a picture of Thor, I just want to go work out my triceps. It's all it makes me want to do.
Well, that helps out this. According to the creator of Deadpool, so I guess the comic book creator,
Are you gonna say that they have no interest in bringing the character back? Is that what you're gonna say?
in an interview with Inverse, he said that he believes Marvel has zero plans for a Deadpool 3
I
because
did hear
there's
that.
no room in the schedule.
Deadpool 3 and something else. There were two of them that I saw. Um, Fuck, what was the other film I remember reading about?
Well, either way, do y'all think that's an awful business decision? In my opinion,
Uh,
and it worries me for the future of Marvel in general.
I could argue. Uh, yeah, exactly. Like it almost makes me wonder with you have the what is Deadpool is the biggest R-rated film of all time. I mean,
Mhm.
the best selling R-rated film, 1 and 2, and you now own that property. And what you're gonna do with it is you're not gonna do anything with it. That and maybe I'm just being paranoid, could indicate like bigger problems, like just lack of vision. I Kevin Feige's still on their project, right? He's still their Marvel guy.
No, he even said, he quoted, like in his quote, he referenced Feige
Okay.
and basically said that Feige doesn't have plans to move forward with Deadpool, or he doesn't feel like Feige has plans to move forward.
Well, two things. Marvel has spent a lot of time and money getting their character, or Disney has spent a lot of time and money getting their characters back in all one place. Um, but to say that they're not going to capitalize one way or another off of the two huge hits that Deadpool was, um,
Yeah, and it gave you Cable. It gave you Josh Brolin's Cable, which you can again would be foolish not to recast or not recast. It would be foolish not to use at just throw him in any fucking movie and I'll go see it.
Exactly.
mhm.
You were saying, Mike? I'm sorry.
Oh no, I was just gonna say it wouldn't surprise me if that's truly the case that maybe Deadpool is just gonna move from one entity to another. Enter the mainstream Disney universe with all the other characters. But I would just be really surprised if they just let that character die. Like,
Yeah, maybe it's not in production right now at
mhm.
Deadpool 3, but Ryan Reynolds, he's wearing a mask, and even without his mask, he's all fucked up. So you could argue that as long as Ryan Reynolds isn't an old man, he could play that character for 10 or 20 years.
You could still put him in an X-Men movie.
Yeah, that's that. Well, not even an X-Men movie. I mean, you can put him wherever. Once you figure out how to utilize him in the universe, but you can shelf him for 5 years and figure it out. And Ryan Reynolds, I mean, he might be an awesome dude, I guess, but he's not gonna say no to a Disney fucking paycheck. I mean,
I don't feel like Ryan Reynolds even needs to be there. Like to be part of like
uh,
like just get a body double and let him
yeah.
voice over because it's not like you see
Oh,
Deadpool's
okay.
mouth like actually move or anything like
I
that.
could.
Oh, okay.
Wow, I might be on your side there. Like, I know people will be very offended by that. Oh my god. But yeah, if he just like a CG cartoon, if you just literally have a double stand-in, maybe just have him come on and do like some face work, like you could put him in the makeup and shoot his scenes all in one day.
No, it's
And
just
you'd
Robert
never
Downey
know the
Jr.
difference. You'd never
Yeah,
know.
exactly. Yeah, you Robert Downey Jr. Hey, we got him for 2 weeks. Get him in here when we can,
Or Spider-Man the way they did with Spider because I mean that's never Tom Holland jumping around and doing all that crazy
I don't
shit.
even think that's a real fucking
Yeah,
person doing
exactly.
that.
It's not.
Exactly.
It's a very CG.
But he,
So.
to Ryan Reynolds' credit, though, we've lost Wolverine, the guy that plays Wolverine, Hugh Jackman. Um, they are losing so many of their iconic roles, or I mean, actors playing these roles.
Gatto, people get older, man.
Yeah. But I feel like Ryan Reynolds' Deadpool is such a marriage in heaven that so many people wanted it. The internet was crying out before
It took
Deadpool.
forever. It took
Yeah.
forever to make, and
Mhm.
Ryan Reynolds fought tooth and nail.
I mean, he could have done a better
Well, good
job.
for him, because I guarantee you he has some big ass paychecks for doing that.
Yeah, I bet his best paycheck is Green Lantern. Green Lantern. Uh,
Yeah, he probably can finally pay off his Green Lantern debts from fucking. He only had to he only had to make the highest selling R-rated movie of all time to pay off his fucking Green Lantern debt.
I'm pretty sure, as he said, it was the second highest rated because Passion of the Christ was the first one.
Was it? I thought it beat it. I don't know. It definitely had like the biggest. I think it might have the biggest R opening of all time. I'm fairly sure that might be the
do you
case.
think they could redo Passion of the Christ and I'm just kind of spitballing here, but what if they made it
Why?
overly done,
Why?
like overly like how
What do you
Abraham
mean by
Lincoln
overly
versus
done?
Zombies is overly done, or
Oh,
Sharknado is overly done?
are you saying like
Shock value
Yes, like
version
Passion
of
of the
Passion of the
Christ, where
Christ.
like you see Jesus hurling down thunderbolts and shit like that,
I
or
don't know. I just don't know that there's an audience for that. Didn't they already do that? That's Dogma. It's basically Dogma.
um,
It's not Dogma, but Dogma.
Oh, by the way, Mike apparently doesn't like Dogma. That's a whole nother topic.
I feel
Yeah,
like I think it's okay. I just don't think it's Kevin Smith's best
It's just a
movie.
man.
bad. It's just a bad opinion.
It's just a
I
super
don't
popular movie. That's the
because
issue.
it's well written. I mean, it's a very well written movie, and there's a lot of theology in it too. It's not only well written, like it's interesting if you enjoy like biblical lore at all.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Yeah, no, absolutely. I agree with you there.
If you
Uh,
like
I,
if you like the mythology of the Bible,
Yeah, it's very interesting. That
mm,
is why I enjoy it. It's you know, and even like the angels, the very like human characters, you know, because they are played by the humans, Matt Damon and Ben Affleck. So
Affleck,
who's God? Is it
Alanis
Alanis
Morissette.
Morissette?
Yeah,
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 because everyone knows
yeah.
that God looks like Alanis Morissette. So
I'm okay. I'm okay with that.
yeah, I don't mind that at all. It's just that's not what I'm talking about. Like even like like Dogma works because you have these long dialogues that like give it
You
so
have the
much
Kevin Smith
substance.
dialogue.
Yes,
Yeah.
but I'm
yeah.
talking about
That's what makes his movies great.
like a rebooted version of like Passion of the Christ, where like the devil attacks, like the scene where the devil talks to Jesus in the original movie. What if like he sends demons to attack Jesus in the
I
garden?
mean,
Like
you could. I feel like you could already pull for data on this because you have like Constantine you can draw from, and for every Constantine that does well, there's like 5 to 10 other shitty fucking biblical movies that just fall flat. What was the big Christian Bale one that came out a couple years ago? It was like that retelling who parts the seas and stuff. Was that Moses?
Yeah,
Who
yeah,
who the Prince of Egypt? That's Moses,
that's
right?
Moses.
Yeah, they redid that some year, like literally like 4 years ago
Christian
with
Bale played Moses.
I didn't know
Christian
this.
Bell and who was playing the Egyptian guy? Who's the guy in Mr. Robot? Who's actually Egyptian?
The
Whoever
main
that
actor,
yeah, the
Rami.
fucking yeah, he was I think the bad guy in that movie. He played like the Pharaoh.
Exodus,
Yes,
Gods and Kings.
it was made by the guy fucking Ridley Scott and it made no fucking money.
2014 has a 30% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah, and I guarantee you that movie cost like 200 million to make. I don't know that there's a market for like biblical epics these
Fucking
days.
Ridley Scott
Really?
directed it.
I mean,
Yeah.
well,
I
how
enjoy the
much money
fact
did
that you don't
Passion of the
even know
Christ?
this movie
How
existed.
much money did Passion of the Christ bring in?
A lot, but you could argue that it brought in so much because
The
it
fucking
was
churches literally went. I
multiple
think
times.
me and Jason, the church that we were going to at the time, went as this sort of weird church field trip thing.
Yeah, we
Pilgrimage.
have to go see it. Yeah, we all went and saw it, and we
Hey,
were
we're all gonna
young.
go see Passion of the Christ together.
It's not a
So
feel good movie.
that's why I made so much fucking money.
I still
Yeah, but
think
but my point is what Mike is saying like an extremist version, and that's not going to play well. But the thing about Passion of the Christ was yes, it was brutal, but in the brutality, it's the honest telling. There are no bells and whistles. The bells and whistles are the pain of Christ. Go
Pretty
watch it as a 12-year-old and never leave the church.
pretty
um
much.
yeah, I mean, I can't abandon my boy Jesus. He just got fucked up on the big screen. Uh but yeah, but then if Jesus has a sword and he's fucking fighting demons, our
I'd watch
church ain't
that.
going to
I'd
see
watch
that
the
shit.
shit out of that.
Yeah, you would see it, but church is one. And also Passion of the
Archangel.
Christ
No, as
was
long as Nicolas Cage is playing Jesus, I would see that fucking movie.
no, who's the guy? Fucking there was already some angel action movie. Who's the guy that we just talked about who was in that Heath Ledger movie and he's Jarvis?
No, the guy that plays
What?
Vision.
Yeah, that fucking dude wasn't it called like Legion or something? He
Yeah,
had some
Legion.
Oh yeah.
yeah, and that movie fucking bombed too. No one gives a shit about
They were like in a fucking diner being assaulted by like the army of Satan or some shit.
I think this is why Constantine works. I'm gonna say it right now. This is my random
Here we
Jason
go.
thought of the day.
Here we
I
go.
think it works because it's grounded. It's why Passion of the Christ works. Passion of the Christ works because it's almost like it's real. So that's real. Constantine takes liberties, but it works because your main character is Keanu Reeves, who's a man. So you can identify. He's human. He has, flaws and he's still fighting the supernatural. Where like Legion doesn't work because you're an angel fighting like demons. It's too high stakes. It's too fantasy. Like you need, again, Dogma kind of works because it's fantastical, but you have human characters along with these angels. Like it's power levels. It's a shonen anime. That's why it works so well.
I agree with you, Jason. I just feel like even if they did something where make it about a soldier who's watching this battle take place between good and evil. Your perspective is from this soldier. All I'm saying is like exaggerate the historical truths that like Passion of the Christ plays so hard. They stick pretty hard to that.
But again, I just don't know that there is an audience. Maybe, but because to your credit, yeah, if you made a big blockbuster out of like, what's the Doomsday, the End Times, what is all that shit called?
Armageddon or
Yeah,
Revelations.
Revelations. Yeah, you could make some fucking Marvel cinematic Revelations universe, and like it would look fantastic. But again, I don't know. It's still based on like Christianity, which is such a huge religion on the planet. It's a weird. It's like people don't want to think about. Well, if this is real, then like this is scary. I don't know.
Yeah,
I
no.
think it's hard. It's hard to find an audience for that.
Yeah, I'm not saying like it should be so outlandishly ridiculous. Like you see, like Jesus powering up like he's Goku or something like that. Yeah, I agree. No one's probably
Why
gonna watch
not?
that. But like just taking a more liberal slash stylish approach to like Passion of the Christ, like keeping it rooted in the story, but
Yeah.
like making it more visually appealing, like more substance that like someone who wasn't even into the Bible or Christianity could enjoy.
You use substance, and I would almost say that you're looking for style over substance. You want it to be stylized. Where like Passion of the Christ was the substance. It is a bare story. It is pretty. It's kind of a boring fucking movie, short of like the gore. Like it is very slow. It's just about a man being tempted, making a difficult choice. That's what the whole fucking movie is about. I remember watching it and being like, this movie's pretty fucking boring. And then I remember thinking like, this movie's really fucking depressing. But because that's the substance, you want like the style, you want it to be drive. You want there to be an 80s sync soundtrack while Jesus walks through. Yeah, Jesus walks through some neons into the forest to talk to, and the devil has like pink neons, and Jesus has blue neons, and it's a very contrasted shot.
I just want to say I would watch Revelations, the movie. I think that
We already talked about that, and I guarantee you, no one will go fucking see it.
No, I was listening. I think that sounds dope.
I said the Revelations extended cinematic universe.
See, I feel like from what you described, I would say this. I feel like if you get too much style, you get Legion. But if you have too much
somewhere
substance,
in between Legion
exactly,
and
Passion of the Christ.
That's a lack of substance as well.
But that's what he's saying. He wants an in between. He wants a substance, the substance of Passion with the style of Legion. Mm-hmm. But I feel like it destroys both movies. It like now it's because you can't introducing any kind of like over the top anything destroys Passion of the Christ because it is just a depressing movie. Like
it's meant to be brutally realistic.
Yeah,
it's meant to be a little bit depressing, sort of like Pursuit of Happiness.
I mean, let's not get too
melancholia.
Yeah, because we do see the devil in a hoodie. Okay, so
in what? Oh,
in Passion of the Christ.
You mean
the garden
it was
scene.
Obama? Wasn't it Obama? It wasn't Obama.
This wasn't Obama.
Did he look like Obama in the movie? I literally, I'm only halfway joking.
He looked like Death from Bill and Ted's Bogus Adventure.
The
is
devil
what he looked like.
Passion.
I do not recall the fucking devil being in that movie. But
he was. He wore. Oh, it was a woman. It was a woman. That's right.
Oh, so you're just a racist.
No, but it's like a bald-headed woman. It's an androgynous person.
Oh, okay, okay.
No, Obama Satan was from what? He was from film version of hit miniseries The Bible. Yeah, where they made him look like Obama.
So,
What did this air
so
on?
Jason, I'm gonna test you a little
I
bit
doubt
here.
that was an accident.
No, of course not. But that's why I was wondering what channel it was on.
So why is it, Jason, that
Mhm.
movies like Inglorious Bastards, which is arguably
It was on the History Channel. Holy shit.
like
History.
Inglorious Bastards is arguably very fiction, but it is also rooted in
Oh,
history.
look at you. Look at you.
It's that balance of style and
No.
substance. There's a style to that movie. There's a style to Inglorious Bastards.
That's a Tarantino.
That's history satire.
Yes.
Um,
Look, I'm not saying that people wouldn't watch your Tarantino Jesus. So that's
Tarantino Jesus. That's the name of this episode, right there.
I would go watch the Tarantino Jesus movie. I would go see that. But it's because I know it's just gonna be the toppest of notch writing and satire. And now I'm excited for that movie. I'm very upset that it's not a real
Jason's like,
movie.
fuck. Now you
yeah,
just made me excited
you
for a
ruined
film
my
that
day,
doesn't
man.
exist.
Jesus whips out a
Yeah.
sword and it's called "I Got the Holy Spirit" right here.
Yeah, but see, that's too cheesy. Tarantino wouldn't do something like that.
Yeah.
It would be, but it might be Kill Bill-esque. Like
Tarantino let Leonardo DiCaprio scorch
hold a
a woman
flamethrower,
in
but
a
that's
pool.
not Jesus.
I mean,
Not Jesus.
oh, so you don't think Jesus has a flamethrower? Come on.
No, they didn't exist back then, Mike.
No, he wouldn't do that.
Yeah, it comes out of his hands. Like that's the shit I want to see. I want to see like
No, see, this is like an Inglorious Bastard scene. He would be dining with the enemy, and he'd get him like really drunk on wine. That would be like how he let they get their
shit, here we
guard
go.
down.
He would be
Yes,
pouring.
they-
He would be pouring them glasses of water.
water. Well, no,
And-
but they taste
And
the
they would
difference.
all.
So it would have to be
and
like
they would
juice.
all be getting drunk on wine.
Exactly. It'd be a Game of Thrones-esque scene when they get up to fight. It's how'd I get so fucked up? And then he's like, it was part of my plan.
That shit
Little
was
did
holy
you know.
water, son. You didn't even
Yeah,
know.
exactly. He
mean-
drink his glass of milk and pull out his big pipe and smoke it.
You could still whip out some burning bush shit like.
Oh yeah,
telling
you
you,
could
man.
throw that in for the hippies.
God dang hippies.
The hippies.
I think we've harped on this fucking long enough.
Tarantino Jesus. Can't wait for it. It's coming out
It would
soon.
be. I think it'd be a fun. It's
good pitch. It's good pitch,
That
Mike.
works. Anything else, I can't see it working. But Tarantino Jesus film, I gotta give you props. That's actually an interesting idea.
Have either of you watched any of House of Cards?
No.
I've watched all of it. It's fantastic.
Oh, look at you.
You watched? You watched the last season?
No, I didn't watch the entirety of the last season because it
He's
was
not in the
so
last season,
terrible.
right?
Yeah.
All right.
The last season
we
is just-
started. Me and Emily just started the last season, which is why I bring it up.
Mhm.
And holy fuck, I'm gonna power through, but this shit is rough.
Oh yeah.
It is rough.
I couldn't finish it.
You couldn't finish.
I couldn't finish it. I was like, because Kevin Spacey is not there, they're forcing so many crazy things to happen to keep your attention in the show.
Her attempt to do the whole fourth wall breaking, talk to the camera stuff is so painful to me. When you compare it to
that's
Kevin,
what he did.
Yeah, that's what he did, and that was probably some of the best parts of the show. Still though, her what's her name? Robin
Wright.
Right?
That's
I think I said-
Claire. That's his wife.
Yeah, Claire.
Yeah.
Robin Wright, whenever she's interacting with the Russian President Petrov, their monologues together, or dialogues rather, are so good. That's still some of her best acting. I think his best acting as well. I enjoy that still, but oof, there's other parts of it that are just Doug sort of semi saves it, but it feels like I'm just sort of sluggishly like trying to power through it.
Oh,
Did
yeah.
you know that she was married to Sean Penn for 15 years?
No, that's
Okay, the end.
that's changed my life knowing that. But
Oh, Kate Mara's on this show? I didn't know Amara was on here.
oh yeah. But I would say this. See, that last season feels like watching an episode of The Next Generation or a season of The Next Generation without Picard being in it. He's literally your star role, and you're taking him out. Like, take any show and take out the
Did
main lead and see how well it's gonna do.
did they do that with 24? Did
I
anyone watch
refuse to watch
24?
Jack Bauer.
Mm,
I felt like that was a season of
my
24
brother
without
and my
him.
parents watched 24. They tried to reboot it.
Yeah, I saw
That may
that.
I think that may be what you're thinking of.
Maybe.
But
But oof, it is.
yeah.
And then I haven't finished the season, so I don't know if they're ever going to answer the question of what happened to Frank Underwood, besides the fact that they wanted to get Kevin Spacey off the show.
Now they made it a point to leave his. Well, have you finished? You finished it, Mike? You've watched it all?
No, I got like
No, he said
halfway
he
into the
quit.
last season. I was
Oh,
like, I
okay.
can't do this. But they do touch on what happens to his character.
Okay. So they
Yeah,
do
they've
stay
touched
it.
on it.
Okay.
They've touched on it, and they've thrown out theories from what I've seen. My notes are House of Cards, feminist bullshit, because they really they give they give Claire they give Claire
That's Adam's fucking side note for
Yes,
every
yes,
topic.
yeah.
It's like the sun, feminist bullshit. Mowing the yard, feminist
Feminist
bullshit.
bullshit.
they give Claire the Karen. She starts the season with the fucking she's never had the Karen, and now
What's
all
the
of a sudden,
Karen? You're talking about our haircut.
yes,
Okay.
it's that
Please specify.
long.
Because
I
she's
know
the
exactly what the fuck it is.
because she's the president now, and she's also the
Yeah.
main lead now. What do you mean, Adam? You
And
say that it's
I
a
think they were going
feminist.
for like I think they were going for like a Hillary Clinton look,
Oh,
right?
100,000%.
Yeah.
100,000%.
Yeah.
It's just the nature of the show of what it turned into because Kevin Spacey was gone.
Yeah, and it was I thought there was a message in that. As someone not watching the show, I was under the impression that they were really mad that those allegations came out. They got rid of his
Mhm.
character and they were going to they even said they weren't even going to harp on it. Like you were saying, they're going to talk about what happened to his character. But other than that, that's it. Like they're just gonna mention it and keep going. Like he's not gonna play any part in the show anymore. And so yeah, it is kind of like this. Yeah, or this guy did something really terrible, so now a strong female role. Like, and they're going to embrace that. Is that good storytelling? Fucking, I don't know. It doesn't sound like it from what you guys are saying.
Yeah, and they decided to introduce I don't know, 3 new characters.
In the last season,
Yeah,
what a mistake.
and make
That's
them
a rookie mistake.
and make them important, like to the integral story.
Sounds like a
Like
Better Call
they're
Saul
big DC
move.
power they're big DC power players that are like trying to push Claire around
So
and control the presidency. They're like the lobbyists or the big corporate donors that have like the pull.
they're the redneck meth dealers in the last season of Breaking Bad. That's what they are.
Yeah, pretty much.
And what's the chick's name? What's the chick's name who works at the
Better Call
place?
Saul.
She's in Better Call Saul. You know the one I'm talking about. He poisons her at the end. Ladia. Ladia?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's Ladia and it's like, look, these are important players. I know
And
you've
you're
never
like,
seen them before, but I
yeah,
mean, to Breaking Bad's credit and to your show's credit, I'll give your show a little credit. It's the scene's always changing. DC, there's new players every fucking day. People rise and fall. That's politics. It's kind of like what Breaking Bad did. Look,
that's fair.
you can beat the most powerful drug lord, but it doesn't mean that tomorrow the guy that replaces him isn't gonna replace you too. You know.
Mm, it should have just ended.
Mm.
It should have just ended when Kevin Spacey left because his character has like a survivability, like just how you said about how in DC people rise and they fall. His character had this ability to withstand things, kind of like Dexter does, where it's
The
like the
point of the
it's
show was
He's a survivor. He'll do
yeah,
anything to
exactly.
he'll yeah, it doesn't matter. I'll do anything to keep fucking going.
It would be like watching a James Bond movie without James Bond. Like who's
Sopranos.
gonna watch that? Who wants to see 008?
Yeah, no,
Um,
I mean I agree. I mean, I haven't watched it, but yeah, I would imagine that anything when you have as strong of a lead as Kevin Spacey, when he exits your product, like your product, and it's here's someone else. Like, no, it's not going to be the fucking. What if they did season 5 of Breaking Bad without Jesse or Walt, and they're like, here's
that's basically what
someone
yeah,
else.
that's what it
Yeah,
feels
it's
like.
now Skylar. Skylar will finish the show. You're like, no, I didn't sign up for this. Like,
yeah.
I'm gonna suffer my way through it. The one thing that I've so far seen that I love.
eight
Um,
fucking whiskey sour.
Doug right now I think is carrying the show, and fucking Claire and Petrov's exchanges are always golden. But whenever Doug does like the double tap, and he's like, "It's what Frank did whenever he won." That shit, I was like this is good writing still, but it's lacking the fucking
Yeah, it's
that
liking
spice.
your character. It's liking your main character. It's the same writers. You can still write a good show, but it feels like you're watching a different show. I would imagine.
Yeah, it feels different.
It's like you're watching a different show trying to be the same show.
It'd be like the West Wing if they had killed off.
Martin Sheen.
Yeah,
Yeah,
was it Martin Sheen?
is that it? It's one of the Sheens.
I think
Yeah,
it's Martin Sheen. I think you're right.
I know I'm
It,
right because I
the
was
West.
drunk the other day and I said Martin Sheen and no one understood my joke. It is Martin Sheen though.
Yeah, and the West Wing is a great fucking show. If you haven't seen
Rob Lowe's on there. Good for him.
The West Wing is a great show. If you haven't seen it, you should watch it. Have either of y'all seen The Reader, the movie with
What
Kate
the
Winslet?
fuck is the Reader? Kate Winslet, the Reader. No.
Watched it tonight, honestly.
What? This is a 2008 romance. 63 Rotten Tomatoes. This is some.
63.
This is some German Nazi bullshit. What is this?
15-year-old kid runs into Kate Winslet, ends up starting a quote unquote romantic relationship.
I'm reading about it. It sounds fine.
I'm like ready to go to bed at this point.
I'm like, it sounds fine. I'm sure it's a fine little film.
Riveting,
she yeah,
riveting
no,
story.
she turns out to be a former SS officer. She disappears. He goes to law school, and as a basically a side class, he goes to the courts to watch some of the trials, and she's one of the defendants. She gets convicted, and you do flash forward, flash backwards to adult him, young him, whatever.
Amazing.
Whatever.
Riveting.
Moving
Riveting.
on.
What a story. You know what? I like Kate Winslet in Titanic and Eternal Sunshine and Contagion. She's good in
There we
all
go.
that. Yeah. That's all I have to say about the
And
reader.
Titanic.
We're not. I'm not gonna do this again. I'm not gonna get animated.
There
about
was
the
room
fucking
on that
Titanic.
door. There
Yeah,
was room
get.
on that fucking door.
I don't care about that. Who cares about why you get caught up on petty details like the door? No, there wasn't room on the door because oh, where's Noah when I fucking need him, man?
To
Noah
be
would
fair,
defend this
now
shit
that
with
we're
me.
adults and we know how hypothermia works,
Yes, thank you.
he
How
still would
fucking
have. He still would
died,
have
yeah.
died.
They both
from
would have died.
freezing.
Look, here's the problem. You have a door and he's trying to climb on it. Two people on a door that's fucking uneven. It's like saying two people share a fucking life raft. Like, she needs to be fully out of the fucking water. If any part of either of them are touching the water, they're fucking done for. Like,
To be fair, though, to Adam's credit, I did feel the same way for a long time.
no, sure, absolutely. I was, and look, why aren't you looking for more debris? You know what I mean? Why'd you just give up there? Like, quick, let's swim around. We got 5 minutes of good body heat. Like, let's fucking find something. You know?
Give
Yeah.
Tarantino Titanic. That's what I gotta say. Have him do a new Titanic.
Give Tarantino everything.
I think Titanic is fantastic. I'm just gonna go ahead and say that. Titanic is a great movie.
I don't know. My heart will go on. Will go on. So
It's a great dude. That's such a good song. Anytime it comes on, dude.
Every single girl in 4th grade sung it at our talent show. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
There were like 10 renditions.
People sing it at karaoke now. If someone gets up on karaoke and sings that song that's worth this shit, dude, that brings down the house like every fucking time.
Oh man, I will say this: at the time when that movie came out, it was so fucking massive. It was such a big deal. Like it was the Passion of the Christ of its era.
It was Endgame of its time.
Endgame. Oh, I like it even better.
It was the Endgame.
Well, no, but I would argue because the way Titanic came up is Titanic was like #1 for like 6 months because it opened not great. Like it didn't have a big opening weekend. It actually started making more money in like week 8 and week 9 and week 10 because of word of mouth. Like everyone was like, dude, you have to see this movie. It's really long, but it's super good. It's so great. And then by like week 10 and week 12 and week 14, it was like selling out shows because but yeah, I mean, what movie today, you know, even Endgame, it's like Endgame busts its whole fucking nut in the first month. Yeah, people still go see it, but it's making 1.5 billion the first month. You know, if your superhero movie doesn't make $1 billion fucking dollars in a month, it's not going to make $1 billion. Where Titanic really is the only kind of movie to break that mold, go on to become the best, you know, selling movie of all time at the time, only behind Avatar and Endgame, I think. But I mean, it did it through like word of mouth and steady progress, like just boop boop boop.
No, I'd agree. Titanic was good, but they did do research on how the basically. You remember how at the end of Titanic, it was like perpendicular. It was like sticking straight up, and then it just came down. There's this massive like tidal wave of people that got hit by it.
Snapped.
Yeah, they think that never happened. Now that I
Oh,
watched something real recently on National Geographic where the guy, I can't believe I'm blanking on his name, the guy that helped discover it to begin with.
Titanic?
Yeah, the wreckage.
I couldn't tell.
He's
you.
really famous. He's found or he's helped discover a lot of wrecks.
I don't think I've ever heard his name, honestly.
Well, either way, they kind of did more research and they think that there was no way that would have gone that high up. They would have snapped way earlier, and then just pulled everything down. So kind of anticlimactic, but
yeah, but realistic. You know, dinosaurs don't look like Jurassic Park, so
no, they
just
have feathers.
Hollywood magic.
Yeah, dinosaurs
Just
probably
Hollywood
had
magic,
fucking
guys.
feathers, apparently. So
And we're quite small. I think much smaller than what we think.
I think his name was Ballard. Something Ballard.
Did you know what's something I heard that was interesting? Do you know a Stegosaurus and a T-Rex are farther removed from one another than we today are to a T-Rex?
Really?
Yeah,
How
like
the
in time.
fuck
Because
that
there's
work?
multiple, and I'm gonna say this all wrong and I'm gonna butcher it, and a scientist will come
Oh,
and
there's
kill me.
multiple
There's multiple
generations.
errors of like I'm gonna say there are multiple Jurassic errors, but that's wrong. You know, there's like 3 prehistoric
Yeah.
errors. There's like Jurassic something else and something else.
There's a
So
lot
the
of shit that
time,
happened before us.
yeah, the time from like when T-Rex existed here to Stegosaurus here, you know, like we're right here. Those guys were fucking yeah, those guys, whatever the fuck I just said. We're closer to T-Rex than he is to a Stegosaurus. I learned that like a week ago and I just thought that was so crazy. I was like, holy shit.
That's fucking
That's
fascinating.
actually
Because you
pretty
just think all the dinosaurs lived together at the same time and just did whatever. Land before time bullshit.
I still
No,
don't
they're
think Megalodon's extinct. I know I'm probably gonna get shit for that,
Is
but
that the underwater one?
that's
Megalodon is the
the
huge great
massive
white
shark.
The
shark,
huge shark. Oh, they just made the movie The Meg.
Yeah.
That's right. I
which is a masterpiece. let me tell you.
where
It is my favorite. It is my favorite fucking prehistoric creature that exists.
the
Bec-
Megalodon.
because it's fucking terrifying.
I guess. So I was literally gonna say like, well, where the fuck is it hiding? But I feel like every couple of weeks there's some oil rig footage of look at this enormous squid that we've never seen. Look at this enormous fish. We don't even know what it looks like a blanket, but it's a fish and it's like a mile long. And you're like, oh, that's really horrifying. Okay.
Mo-
How have we never seen one of those?
I
Most
mean, we
of
still have blue whales. Like blue whales are still fucking massive creatures.
Yeah, and
I
something
mean,
eats them.
can you imagine a blue whale that is a shark? Because that's basically what a megalodon is.
Yeah. And to Mike's credit, I mean, to your credit, yeah. So we knew that giant squids existed due to literally just like corpses and because we knew something ate blue whales. Like that's our evidence. And even knowing that it exists, it's like, yeah, you can't we have video of them now, but we've never like gone down and found one. It's the footage that we have and shit is like happenstance. Like, oh, some deep sea fisher pulled up one and it lived for like a day. Or yeah, some oil rig camera 3 miles down sees one, you know.
yeah, I mean, well, they have evidence. Like they know for a fact uh, through fossils that um, that they found megalodon teeth that were basically inside whale bones that were fossilized. So they know for a fact that megalodons hunted them, and that's the big thing that they're kind of saying of why they think megalodons are dead or extinct because of their size they needed a lot of food. And when they existed, they tended to be coastal hunters, which a lot of the people are arguing. Well, if they're alive, maybe they're deep down in the Marianas Trench or something like that. But there's not a lot of food down there. The other thing is, uh, it's fishermen over the years have told stories saying that they've seen huge great white sharks. But I mean, how much of that is people
Fisherman
retelling story? Yeah,
stories, yeah.
exactly. The most convincing evidence that I did see was that they had found a megalodon tooth that they dated to 10,000 years ago, which geologically speaking is just a tick on the clock. As far as like things are done, geologically, time is measured in millions of years.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you can argue that, but I
Yeah,
it's kind of romantic.
there weren't even dinosaurs back then.
Right, right.
Yeah.
But they're
I don't
probably not
know.
alive.
Yeah,
Probably
I
not.
mean, I just don't know what it would eat. Like,
It would be
assuming
It would
whales.
eat whales.
It would be something
yeah.
that substantial. It would need something
And
like
so
that.
again, yeah, and so if I was gonna criticize your theory or the
Mhm.
theory of a living megalodon would be, you have the battle wounds of giant squids on wells, and it's evident. That's how we
Mhm.
knew they existed. You've never, a well, to my knowledge, has never washed up with a giant fucking half of it's bitten off. And it's like, holy shit, what did that? Like,
Exactly. Yeah.
but
Yeah.
maybe it's eating the wells whole. Who knows? Or the wells, maybe if you eat half of a well, it sinks.
The
I don't know.
the only thing that I would say is the fact that we've discovered shit, like as far as like what the ocean has hidden. Like
Oh, yeah.
they're always rediscovering something in the ocean, saying we
Yeah.
thought this
Every
was
day.
extinct like 30
Not even
years ago.
rediscovering. You just go down every time they take
Mhm.
a trip down with any kind of vessel. Look, it's a new squid.
Yeah.
Look, again, this thing looks like a fucking plastic bag,
Hmm.
but it's alive. Look, it's a cone and it eats fish. It jumps on a fish and it's just like some wild shit. Oh, not only is it a plastic bag, it fucking looks like a UFO. It's pulsating and like, oh look, and then it turns into like a line and it swims away, and you're like, what the fuck am I looking at, dude?
No,
Like,
we know more. We know more about space than we do about the ocean.
Which is
arguably.
Is
You
it?
could say arguably because you don't know what like dark matter and shit is. We just know it's there. You don't know what it is. Could live in a simulation,
We
and
know it
then you're really wrong.
exists.
So
There's shit in the ocean that we didn't even know exists until we go down there.
you guys have
I
seen
guarantee you,
Jaws.
there's shit in space that you don't know exists. I guarantee it.
There's probably alien civilizations out there that we
Yeah.
have no concept of right
Yeah,
now.
we literally just we learned what black holes were due to like a
Fingers
massive
crossed.
yeah. Well, the only reason we knew that even black holes and pulsars and shit existed was due to like math equations. It wasn't because we actually like saw one.
Yeah, well, getting back to kind of reality because we're kind of out in outer space right now.
Megalodon.
A lot of the feeding areas, like they're spotting great white sharks off of Martha's Vineyard, which is where the storyline of Jaws took place.
Call me dumb.
Mhm.
Is Martha's Vineyard? Is that in California?
That's on the east. No, it's on the East Coast.
What is it like? What state
Martha's
is that?
Vineyard is the, I guess you
I,
could call it like the vacation home for the president.
oh, really?
It was originally George Washington's residence, I believe.
I
Okay.
didn't know that.
And
Okay.
But yeah, and they don't know why they're doing this. And great white sharks are starting to disappear from the tip of Africa as well, which
You
was
think from being farmed,
well.
like, or killed?
There's multiple theories right now. One theory is the fact that the killer whales population has started to emerge there, and typically great white sharks now are avoiding. They tend to avoid killer whales when they can, because they'll just literally flip them. They can kill great white sharks in two ways. They can sound blast them, which like makes the
Okay.
shark retarded. Well,
Yeah.
like paralyzed.
Yeah.
And or the other thing is they can literally just flip the shark upside down and then just eat its liver. That's typically what they go for because it's the most nutritious part of the great white. Um,
Yum.
but I personally think that this is more related to climate change and the fact
And
that
just
the warming of waters is forcing them either whether it's food, having to go to different places for food, or the fact that they just need to go to different places for better survivability besides
yeah,
food.
yeah. Habitat destruction.
Yeah, exactly.
Could be. I mean, I don't know much about the migration habits of a great white,
I mean,
but
Al Gore's movie about climate change never told us about great white sharks on the on the verge of
that's
eating
how
us
you know
all.
that global warming isn't real. That's how you know.
yeah, and,
Didn't he have a
but
sequel? Did he have a sequel?
Yeah, that's
that-
because the timeline of his original film didn't really plan out the way it was supposed to. So
Why? An Inconvenient Truth. And then he had an inconvenient sequel, Truth to Power.
Hmm.
That was a thing. It came out. It came out in 2017.
Mhm.
It was the sequel to The Inconvenient Truth.
I remember watching that. I did watch that.
it's because the inconvenient truth was the fact that we were all supposed to be underwater right now.
Yeah. Doesn't mean that we won't be, you know.
I'm definitely not saying that.
It's
I'm
not an
just saying-
exact science.
I'm just saying financially he needed to back that.
Oh, it only made 5.4 million. It definitely was a dud compared to his first one. The sequel. Anyway,
Yeah.
what you
Anyways.
got? Yeah, you got anything else? Fucking running out of steam.
Might be time for Halo.
Yeah.
Show you guys what's up.
I don't want to drink a coffee at 2:20 fucking a.m. I'll tell you that much.
All right.
Mike
Well-
is doing it at 3:20, I guess. So
In that
EDC's on.
case-
All right, I gotta go watch EDC. I'm
In that
missing
case-
all my favorite.
That will be all this week for Nerdy Drunk and Stoned. Please be sure to comment down below, share it with your friends, like and subscribe, bang that bell icon. Jason hates it, but I'm going to say it every week.
Fucking gross.
And in case you want those updates, and we're going to see you all next week.
Who is playing right now?